Good afternoon, VC. Dave here. I just thought I'd jump on real quick, show a few recent finds, and we'll jump right in. So, went down to my local shop, Repo, the other day, and in amongst about 3 or 4 Herb Alpert records, this was sitting there. The Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? That's a 1968 pressing on Reprise, still in the shrink wrap. It's got the original price tag on it of $3.59. Appears never been played. This is a killer find. Hey Joe's on this, one of my favorite songs, and I didn't have any Hendrix in my collection really to speak of, so I was happy to grab this right here. Let's see. Next record, McCoy Tyner, Tender Moments on Blue Note. Original stereo pressing, also still in the shrink. Looks like this has also been rarely played. Another wonderful McCoy Tyner record to add to my collection. You've got Lee Morgan on trumpet on this. Anything Lee Morgan, I'm gonna seek it out. I'm gonna find it. This is a fantastic record. Next record. Can't remember where I found this one. Mal Waldron. And this is One Entrance, Many Exits on Palo Alto Records. I believe this is from 1983. Joe Henderson on tenor, David Friesen on bass, and Billy Higgins on drums. Just a stellar lineup on this. Mal Waldron on piano, of course. Beautiful record. The next record, someone had bought a private collection, and this was part of it. I was able to score this. It's a fairly rare record, and I believe I first saw it in one of Teddy from Casey's videos quite a long time ago. Probably the first one I ever watched him. I'm pretty sure he showed this record. This is Butch Morris, In Touch But Out of Reach. I believe this is from 1982. Not certain if this is a private press. It's on the Karma label. If anybody knows for sure, leave a comment below. I had a question about that. Not certain if it's private press, but this one is still sealed. And it was just an amazing low price. Had to grab this. Looking forward to cracking this open today and spinning this. I'd actually like to find a used copy instead, but yeah, gotta give this a spin today. You've got Gretchen Moncour III on trombone on this, one of my favorites on the instrument. I played trombone myself for 7 years. A long time ago, it was Allstate in New York. Love Moncour, J.J. Johnson, a lot of other guys, Curtis Fuller. But yeah, you've got just an awesome lineup on this. If you can find this record, definitely grab it. Next find was one also at my local shop, Repo, just for a few bucks. Ahmad Jamal, Heatwave on Cadet Records, 1966 release. Ahmad Jamal on piano. This is anything of Ahmad Jamal's from this time period. I'm gonna pick up. Just gorgeous stuff. On the same day there, I also picked up. Was surprised to see this, and had to grab it since I didn't have any in the collection. Ravi Shankar in New York. This is an original 1967 on World Pacific, and yeah, Ali Raka, when he kicks in on tabla on this, is just awesome. Makes this awesome for me. Of course, Ravi on the sitar. What can you say? Next record I was really stoked to find at my local shop, Lunchbox. And to add to my collection, I have a pretty good John Spencer Blues Explosion collection. Killer band out of New York City. Was lucky enough to see them quite a while ago. It's been now, though. I got to see them down in Columbia, South Carolina, live. Wicked show. John Spencer's playing through that crazy box thing that creates sounds like you've never heard before. We were shopping for records down there and CDs at the time. Went into Papa Jazz, and I found some awesome Heat Miser CDs and some Soundgarden bootlegs and all kinds of stuff. And when we were in there, well, John Spencer was in there buying a bunch of records, actually a huge stack. And he went to the counter right before us, and a friend of mine, Roger, was just a huge fan, and he's like, oh, I don't want to bother the guy, and I finally made him at least say hello and tell him we were going to be at the show that night. And he was cool to talk to, and he had such a huge stack of records. He told the owner, hey, would you mind shipping these back to my home in New York City? I'm on the road, and these will get destroyed if I try to take them with me. And the owner said no problem. And I mean, the guy, I think he bought 300 and some bucks worth of records. It was a huge stack. But that was a really cool experience, and I think that was the Now I Got Worry tour. Yeah, it was, and I just found this record just the other night. The John Spencer Blues Explosion Plastic Fang. It's a 2 LP limited edition pressing from 2002 on Matador. Really stoked to find this. I have the CD for a long time, and this has got the limited edition packaging, 4 extra bonus tracks, just rocking stuff. Judah Bauer, Russell Simmons. You can't go wrong with this group. Next record is Lee Morgan, Sonic Boom on Blue Note. This is a session from 1967, of course recorded by the great Rudy Van Gelder. I guess it had never been released until this came out in '79, I believe, on the Liberty DMM label. Really happy to find this. There's a couple others that came out during this time period that I still need to find to add to the Lee Morgan collection, so I'm on the hunt for those now. I'm going to spin this today. Pretty excited about it. Next record, picked this up last night. Already spun this. This is wonderful. Just some real cheap heat. $5. It's called No Energy Crisis on Impulse from 1974. It's a double LP. This is a white label promo. Unbelievable lineup on this comp. I'm not too big on comps, but this one really caught my eye, and it kills right off the start. Gato Barbieri, just a dope track right off the top. And you've got John Coltrane Sextet Cosmos on this, I believe from the Live in Seattle recording initially. And you've got Albert Ayler, Marion Brown on side 2. That Marion Brown opened side 2. Sam Rivers is on this. Sun Ra, Pharoah Sanders, of course, who's on that John Coltrane track too. Yeah, if you can find this cheap, I would imagine anywhere. Go ahead and grab it. Great free jazz comp. And let's see. And also picked this up last night. Glassjaw, Material Control. This was just released finally on vinyl. I've had the CD for a while. Heavy as balls right off the top. Killer band out of New York. It's been a long time, and I'm happy they're back doing this. This is an autographed copy from Daryl Palumbo and from Justin Beck from the band. This is number 1398 of 1993, and 1993, of course, is when they began. So this is a limited pressing, so I was really happy to grab this. My local has just a few copies. Had the CD in the car, jam into that on the way to work. It's a good way to get your day started, get pumped up. Highly recommend grabbing this. next but not least, last but not least, a 7-inch of Duke Ellington and his orchestra on Columbia. This is Satin Doll and Take the A Train, and I am not certain the year of release on this. I've done as much research as I can. If anybody here in the VC knows the year of release on this, drop me a line below. Is a mono press, and I don't see this stuff pop up much, so definitely pick this up. I don't have a lot of Duke Ellington, so I'm really excited about giving this a whirl today. So just want to jump on just a few finds there. I've got some grails on the way that I'm excited about, so we'll share those next time. And then also gonna get into making a few videos highlighting a few bands. One of the bands I've worked with before, I've filmed a show for before. I've been filming bands since 2000 live, and I got a ton of stuff from doing that. Ton of videos, endless hours worth of just awesome experiences. And so I'm going to highlight a few of those bands, one of which is Pelican out of Chicago. So looking forward to that. You guys have a great one. Peace.